this is what I'm gonna say though. If Mr. Morale is a top 10 hip hop album in 2022, like what albums do you think that we need to bump out of that top 10 to make place for it? Because we can name 10 straight up, right?
Hold on, Kim. Okay,
You want
If
to
you want
name
to do
that
it, let's go
10?
ahead and do it. Yeah, no. Let's go ahead and do
KD3,
it since it's
KD3,
like kind of being put on the table.
Cheat Code,
Yep.
No Fear of Time.
Yep.
All right. Ghetto Gods.
Yep.
Ghetto Gods is better. Okay.
Yeah.
The Forever Story.
Yep. JID. That's 4.
No, that's 5. We got
Hold on. Where you
KD3.
at?
I got KD3, Cheat Code, No Fear
Oh, I
of
didn't hear you
Time.
say KD3. 5.
Okay.
All right.
The Forever Story. Ransom's album.
Yep. No rest for no one
Rest for
mourns the wicked.
You know.
6. Che Noir. Food for thought.
All right. Sold separately.
Yep. 8. Hitler Wears Hermes. 10.
All right.
The Rome Streets, Mike.
Yeah.
That's 10.
That's 10.
The Liz 2. 11.
Mm-hmm.
Pusha T Till It's Almost Dry. 12. You feel me?
Okay. Almost Dry. And you got the Liz 2. What about Benny and Conway?
Tana Talk 4 is better. And so is God Don't Make Mistakes, in my opinion. It's 14.
Okay.
So here's where I start asking questions. What do you think about Vince Staples' Ramona Park?
I love Ramona Park.
15. Look, 15.
You got Ramona Park over it?
And so do you, Mike, and so do everybody in Cali.
I need to go back and listen to Ramona Park, but when I listened to it the first time, I remember loving that album.
Ramona Park, a banger.
Yeah.
So we're at 15 right now, Mike. Think about that. Games album, Mike. Oh, Mike, we forgot about Lupe. Drill Music in Zion.
Drill
16.
Music in Zion is definitely better.
Drill Music in Zion might be top 10, Mike.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is too.
Drill Music in Zion.
Mike, what about the Meth?
I like the Method Man album, but I think man, his bar work was crazy on there. Do you think? I think the Kendrick's album. I don't know.
The Czarface.
Czarface.
What about the Game album?
The Game album had a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
It's interesting.
We're at 16 right now, Mike, and we didn't put Meth, Czarface, or Game down. And you're telling me this is the top 20 rap album this year? Are you sure?
Let's go to the people, because Nick Miller says Thun is the song.
You're getting out hall passes like a motherfucker.
Nick Miller says Thun is the song, period, 100.
Oh, Mike, the DJ Shay album.
DJ Shay album was dope.
The Shay album better than the Kendrick album. That's 17.
Vincent Hughes with the super chat says Beyonce's verse on Stars. I'm sorry.
The terminology, Mike.
Y'all
the Paul Wall terminology, Mike.
Huh? Oh, the
Paul Wall terminology from start to finish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Vincent Hughes says Asim Bey's verse on Stars. Is that a verse of the year? Contender.
No.
Man with the super
KRS-One
chat.
album, Mike.
KRS. Yeah, we got to put him out here. Man says 30, Reminisce, Thun, Hood to Hood, Michael and Quincy on repeat. It's great songs. People saying Mr. Morales booty. Okay. All right, I'm going to go through some of these songs that we listed and let me know. I want to see what the people say that Mr. Morales is better than. We got a list of like 17 right here, and some of them we even left off. Okay, 18 now. Jay Short says, what do you guys think about these beat switches? I'm old school and I hate them, especially in KD3. Only time I liked it was on 1,000,001 Rhyme No More. I hate to be a get off my lawn person, but I see what Jay Short is saying. I like them in certain instances, but like I told you, I think I told you when we were reviewing KD3, they didn't need to do that on Reminisce, to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, respectfully to both of y'all, and here's what I'll tell you. You are both old. The attention spans are shorter. and you need to get over it. This is doing to keep the interest of a younger listener. Nobody cares about your old ass anymore.
What did you think about the Logic album?
I'm not putting Logic. Kendrick ahead. I'm not putting Logic ahead of Kendrick. That's where I draw the line. That's where I'm drawing the line.
Why? No, man. No. Let's not do that.
Line.
The Logic
album. Mike, there go the line right there. So he's going in at about 1920.
No, the Logic album was dope.
The Logic album's better than the Kendrick album? Have you gone back and played the Logic album, Mike? It's not that dope. It's
listen, I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't gone back and played either
good.
album.
It's not like you wasn't like itching to like play it again.
Logic did a lot on that album. I like the Logic album.
Kendrick did a lot on his album, Mike. I told people in a chat that I was in, I was like, I had to listen to it because it's my job to review it. But about a third time of listening to Kendrick, I felt like I was being subjected to some sort of Cambodian torture, and it's just not fair to put somebody through that.
So
it's not fair to ask somebody to listen to Kendrick album 3 straight times. And if you can't listen to somebody's album 3 straight times, the album's probably not good. Cambodian torture method.
What did you have against the Logic album? I'm usually the one that's tough on Logic. I couldn't say anything bad with it. The production is there. Vinyl Days is good.
I didn't even want to have this conversation, Mike, because you want to know what my problem really is? It's the problem that you have with Eminem. I don't feel it. It's like I don't feel connected to it. It's like I don't.
Okay.
So problematic.
Okay.
Put my glasses back on. Can't see shit.
36 Chambers with a super chat says, the beat switches in KD3 are some of the best I've heard. Hit Boy even touched on that in the Ebro interview. They match Nas' flow perfectly and naturally. Okay. Mad Max says, you got to listen to Dub Aurora. This one's on me. He had a dope album.
Okay, here's what I would like to do right quick before we get too far off into the album thing. And since we're talking about the albums, we're talking about verse of the year stuff. So it's like we have some albums covered. Does Pusha T have a verse of the year contender on It's Almost Dry?
His brother does.
Yes, he does. You're actually right about that. What's the name of that record again? Because I haven't listened to the Pusha album in a minute.
It's been a minute. Hold on one second.
It's been. You want to know why it's been a minute though, Mike? Yeah, you know why. You know why.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says,
I want to shout out Randall that's been like doing such a good job of boasting about Pusha T and Hove. When it's Escobar season, nigga, shame on you and shame on the niggas in the group that we're in that's riding with you, Randall. Shame on you. Like, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Randall's
shame
going
on
in.
you, Randall. You getting personal shout outs for being a hater out in this bitch.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Luminary platform contributes to Black Star's lack of exposure. It's
I pray for you.
He said it's clunky, not user-friendly, and just overall not built for a music streaming platform. I have the yearly subscription, and I regret it. I'm gonna read that again, and I'm not reading this as a hater. I just want, Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Luminary platform contributes to Black Star's lack of exposure. It's clunky, not user-friendly, and just overall not built for a music streaming platform. I have the yearly subscription, and I regret it.
Shout out to the adjective clunky being used as well.
The thing is, man, yes, when you have a podcast platform that's usually meant for vocals, it's a lot different when you add music into the mix and you're adding all types of sounds and sonics that are in this audio platform. It's problematic. I mean, it's different when you're talking about Spotify, Apple Music, or Tidal. They're built for music. You know what I'm saying? Andrell Green with the super chat says, Joey Badass album was dope. Also, her loss. What did you think about Joey Badass album and Mr. Morale?
Both of them were underwhelming. I'm going to give Kendrick the nod for writing.
Okay. Mad Max says, this one on me better than Mr. Morale too. So is Sauce Walker. He said, this one on me is better than Mr. Morale, and so is Sauce Walker's album. My bad, Coop. Go ahead. Say what you were saying.
No, Lupe, verse of the year contender.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty certain Lupe has a verse of the year contender somewhere in there because, it's Lupe.
He's got a lot of bars in there.
Right, so we need to go back and listen. So as far as verse of the year contenders, I'm just going to put drill music and Zion down, Mike, because I think we need to go listen again.
Well, I want the people to tell us what's the best verse on Lupe's album. I mean, it's a whole lot.
You know, people have done such a great job of telling me what I don't know about Lupe. I hope they've been listening to drill music and Zion with fervor like they say that they do so that they can point it out to me.
Right.
Because I just say that to say that it's like I've listened to it and I know who he is, and so he probably has some shit in there.
Right.
You know? So which one is it? I don't mind going to listen to the album and identifying it for myself, but it's like I know we have a large constituency that follows him and adores him and even goes so far as to, you know, make their YouTube names after his songs, a la Dumb It Down.
Rapster with the super
Bring
chat
you
says,
Dumb It Down, your Lupe loving ass. Bring your ass
I don't
outside.
think Dumb It Down's in the room tonight. Rapster with the super chat says, did y'all listen to Mayhem Lauren's album with Griselda's Derringer?
I did.
I did not.
That shit was fire, actually. He's right. Or she was right. Going back on the list, I did listen to that. I listened to it on a whim one day when I was riding through the city, too, Mike.
AK's The Curtain says, Mr. Morale isn't better than Jeezy, Troll, or RG Payne's album. People like the Jeezy album.
The Jeezy album is solid, Mike. I tried to tell you it's a solid album. It's a good comeback album.
Maybe I'm just, you know.
You were never the biggest Jeezy fan in to begin with, Mike. So it's like, here's the thing about it when it comes to Jeezy and you, it's like, well, how you gonna hop on a bandwagon that you was never on to begin with? You feel what I'm saying?
I guess I'm just not the person to ask.
Right, hell no.
Jared Harris with the super chat says, Swiss didn't clear Mary's vocals. Swiss did Braveheart Party?
Can you not tell that, Mike?
I guess, it's bad. It's
Mike,
bad.
PTSD, Mike. Let's not take
I'm going to say this, man.
See, here we go.
I've never been a Swiss Beats fan like that. Is Swiss overrated or is he rated perfectly fine? Because
where do you have him? That's why I said let's have the producer conversation right quick when we get done with this.
Where do I have him?
No,
well,
we're not asking where you have him.
Where does the culture have
him? You have, Mike, you have him on Neptune trying to get the Saturn about 30 to 50 years away from Earth before he can get in the top like 90 producers. That's where you have
I mean, the thing is, man, one of the greatest hip-hop albums of its era and of all time, DMX's Dark and Hell is Hot. His presence on there was felt through, a huge single, but he got outproduced on that album. Like, so I don't know what his crowning hip-hop achievement is. Is it Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood?
Yes.
And that is, I'm sorry, it pales
great album. It's pretty great.
Yeah, because he's great. DMX, that is.
Oh, yeah, DMX is great.
Yeah.
One of the greatest rappers ever.
Andrew Green with the $20 super chat says, best beat switches were to show that Nas and Hit were in their versatile bag and could do it all. Hit Boy is so versatile that he doesn't have a signature sound. All 4 albums sound different. Nas also skated on all those beat switches. Facts. We got Malcolm, Mel Ka says, Mr. Morale, album of the year, all genres included.
Agent.
We appreciate the agent super chat.
Agent alert. Next.
Speaking of which, okay, I'm going to go down the line. He said album of the year, right? So, Mr. Morale is better than KD3. Cheat Codes. No Fear of Time.
Yep.
Ghetto Gods. The Forever Story.
Yep.
No Sleep for the Wicked.
No one mourns the wicked.
No one mourns the wicked. I don't know why I wanted to say no sleep for the. All right. No one mourns the wicked. Food for thought.
Yep.
Hilarious Hermes 10. I tried to say that fast so the algorithm didn't catch me. So separately.
Yep.
Rome Streets album.
Yep.
It's Almost Dry.
Yep.
The Liz 2.
Yep.
Tana Talk 4.
Yep.
God Don't Make Mistakes.
Yep.
Ramona Park, Broke My Heart.
Yep.
Drill Music and Zion.
Yep.
And I'll stop there. I want to know which ones y'all think that, Mr. Morales.
Where are we at? Isn't that 17?
Nah, I didn't go to all 17. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we could say Paul Wall and terminology. What are automatically?
I was actually thinking that DJ Shay album.
Well, it's a compilation. That's why I left that out.
Okay, we can leave that off. That's cool.
Mad Max for the super chat says
things we got to do to slide this nigga in.
Mad Max says, I'm the night. I was born rain. Was pouring. God was crying. Lightning struck. Power outage. Spark was flying. A real one. Here, the young boy that walked with lions.
Oh, no, Mike. I got another one. Currency and Alchemist. Currency and Alchemist, Mike. Continuance.
Okay.
Continuance is better than Mr. Morale. So that's at least 17.
Jay Short says, Logic versus M. Coop got Logic. Mike gets M.
Don't let them super chat anymore. Yeah. You need to cash app us so that YouTube doesn't get 30% when you tell us some bullshit like that.
Yeah. Hit the cash app, $ according to hip hop. Yeah, Ethan Hill with the super chat says Nas, K-Dot, Saba, JID, and Freddie are my top 5 albums. I think that's
Saba was dope too.
I think that's a really good top 5. I don't know about the K-Dot thing, but I feel you.
No, the Saba was good.
Yeah, it was. Mad Max says Eureka Einstein on the brink of a theory of relativity. Really no MC. Cole started with the supernatural birth, and then he went to rhyme schemes and punch fest. Leah M with the super chat says, who's going to see Nas at MSG on 2/24? Me. All right.
Hold on, Leah. Leah, do you have a date? Leah, do you have a date? Make an excellent companion.
Who's down to go?
Make an excellent companion, Leah. Mike can't go nowhere. Mike's engaged. All right, I'm free. Mike gonna be at home.
I gotta get to Madison Square Garden, man. I gotta get out there.
Leah, don't take Mike nowhere. All right.
36 Chambers.
We got some according to hip hop press passes. Currently working on those right now.
Right. 36 Chambers says Lupe, Miss Morale. Did you say Miss Morale? Said Lupe, Miss Morale might be a contender. Okay.
I don't have no game. I'm a shooter. Shooters shoot. Okay? Tell you something about shooters. Shooters shoot. When Kevin Durant come in the gym, you know what he do? He shoot. You know what Steph Curry do when he come in the gym? Shoot. Right. shoot. Yeah. Leah better tell you, man, I'm dangerous. Shoot.
Mad Max says, it's really close with Cole got the verse of the year. Lyrics, entertainment, content. His verse had everything. Imagery, schemes, syllable, wordplay, tone. I think everybody's pretty much sold on J. Cole having verse of the year. How do you think that J. Cole's verse stacks up against Aquamarine's first verse?
It looks that way. It looks like people. It's funny, Mike. When we heard Johnny P's Caddy, we was like, "Oh, that's verse of the year," but it looks like it's held in most people's minds.
Yeah.
So what say you about? Because I think when we were talking, Aquamarine and WTF SMH, the second verse is probably what we were talking about. But it seems like Johnny P's Caddy is taking precipice.
I think Cole doing. Oh, you know what we haven't mentioned, and this wasn't intentional. This really wasn't intentional.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't mention the God Did verse.
Oh, that's because it doesn't belong here.
Oh, man, come on, man. The God Did verse has to be in the conversation, right? The God Did verse had the game shook for a week.
Yes, we're all shaking still. I can feel it.
Let me get to these super chats real quick. Jay Short says, unpopular opinion. I enjoyed the Black Eyed Peas album more than the Black Star debut. I think Black Eyed Peas captured the native tongue spirit better. It was more entertaining, even though they aren't half the MCs. They're very creative. They were very creative. So you don't think that the God Did verse registers? Vincent Hughes.
I'm sorry, Mike. Did you say something about a verse? What? What'd you
Vincent
say?
Hughes says Coop never saw a schedule he ain't like.
I'm about to schedule, Mike. I'm about to register for some classes to get some certifications.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only registering that I'm doing right now. That shit don't register nothing. All right.
36
Registrar's
Chambers.
office. Nigga going to school.
36 Chambers says J. Cole London is up there with Johnny P's Caddy's verse for sure. Okay. All right. So y'all don't think that the guy did.
So people feel like Cole got 2 of the best verses of the year.
Yeah. Okay, so people don't put God Did's verse in the mix of this, right? I don't want to be missing anything. That God Did came and went after a few days. Okay. God Did verse overrated. Okay. I actually thought that, unpopular opinion, I'm sure, I thought that Lil Wayne's verse on God Did is very understated. I never really heard Wayne talk about his impact on the game like that.
Sneak attack.
And his current, just how impactful he is to the current generation. He's never really flexed that muscle, and I like the verse a lot.
Lil Weezy F on God Did. Okay, I'm going to put sleeper in parentheses, Mike.
But then, see, at that point, it looks like we're hating on Chicken Man, and that's not where it's coming from. I think that people are more excited about who was rapping the verse than the actual verse, and the length of the verse, too. And Leroy Green said a good point. He said the hesitance tells you it all. So, yeah, we were doing a whole show about verses, and no one in the chat was like, yo, y'all forgot the God Did verse. So
no, we didn't. Nobody forgot it because we didn't remember it. You get what I'm saying? Like, we didn't remember it the first time because it didn't register as a verse. Mike, didn't we talk about this behind the scenes when it dropped? I'm like, Mike, is this a verse of year contender? Because I don't want to seem like I'm tripping. He's like, you're not tripping. This isn't a verse of the year contender. Be like, that's crazy if somebody thinks this is the verse of the year contender. And that's what it is now.
God Did and then went. Jay's verse, mid J verse. Laughing my ass off. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what verses are we forgetting. So right now it still looks like Johnny P's Caddy's in the league, right?
It's looking that way, Mike. What do you think about that? Because I kind of had it tentatively in third, but if people think that it's first, this is where the people matter. Now let's juxtapose it to the WTF SMH verse and the Aquamarine verse we're talking about.
I think that I would have it ahead of the WTF verse.
Okay.
Aquamarine is more about the song to me. That verse is incredible. I think Aquamarine is more of a song of the year category.
I think Aquamarine is still. I think Aquamarine's only problem with Song of the Year is like all the shit that's on KD3. So it's like, yeah.
Now let's say this, man, and I want to be fair.
Mike, because when I hear, how about this? When I hear WTF SMH in the switch, Mike, I ask myself a very sincere question: can Nas do what Black Thought did on Aquamarine? Yes. Can Black Thought do what Nas did on WTF SMH? No. And that's where. And Mike and Quincy too. So it's like that's where that song of the because for me the song of the year is the stuff that can't no other nigga do really. You know what I'm saying? It's like George Bondo.
What about Neck and Wrist?
Oh, ain't no other crew rapping like that in 2020.
Right. What about Neck and Wrist verse though?
You want to know what? If you want to give the Neck and Wrist verse if you want to give both of the verses a look, I'm okay with that.
I feel like the Neck and Wrist verse, he was kind of hollering at people like us. I don't know.
No, he's definitely throwing shade. I just don't give a shit. It's like, nigga, make a dope rap album and miss me with that bullshit. Like, I'm a different type of dude. It's like, I don't care who you are or like what you did.
No,
like,
I think the hard part.
It's like, I love you, but it's like, fam. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it is right now. This is rap. Like, you know what it is when it comes to this.
The fact that he mentioned the commission, we were the only people talking about that.
Right. Oh, no, Mike, it was definitely a cheap shot at you more than me. I'm glad that the cheap shot didn't fall my way. Usually when these niggas is talking shit, they usually talking about me.
Yeah, I think
glad they taking shots at you because you're the one that brought up the commission. You know? And I meant what I said. It's like you're not better than Big. And if you would have been in the commission, you still be Beanie Siegel. And a bar don't change that. Bar don't change that.
It's true.
You can't make one more chance in Unbelievable. Right.
Well, the thing is, I think eventually he could have done those things. But at that point, let's just say the commission happens in 97, 98. Big is the guy, and there's no there's nothing wrong with that. Like Scottie Pippen said, man, like I got drafted to a team with Michael Jordan. I'm a great athlete, but goddamn, like you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. That's not even a diss. That's just factual stuff. But
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's big.
What are you gonna do?
It's big coming off of life after death as well. What I was gonna say,
greatest
though,
MC of all time type of stuff going on.
Right. The Heart Part 5 is that verse of the year. It's one verse. We got to be fair. I think the Heart Part 5 should be in verse of the year contention.
Do you think so?
I do. I think,
okay.
I think that's
no,
a great
no.
verse.
I'm asking. I'm honestly asking. I haven't listened to it in a while.
I haven't. But I know it was great. Melvin Wright says Swiss Soul Nas the best with Mary's vocals on it. I guess the beat with Mary's vocals on it already. However, I think
that's why it sounds out of tune.
He said, however, I think Rule is the worst song on there. I didn't like Rule that much either. I love the sample. I love the Tears for Fears thing, but you know, it's not bad, but I understand where you're coming from. Marquez Davis with the super chat says Mike and Coop during the weekend took a look at Juan Epstein and Peter Rosenberg's review on KD3 during the weekend. I guess they're saying go take a look at that. What did they say?
What did they say? I don't know.
Leroy Green said Hov took a shot at me. It's because of you, Leroy. I'm sure you passed on the message. Jay Short says, what about Pusha T on Freddie or Drillmatic? Huh.
What do you think about Freddie on I think Blackest in the Room and Space Rabbit are probably the like lyrically. What do you think about Pusha T on there?
That's what
Pusha T's verse.
That's what he was just saying. Pusha T
Gold
on
Rings?
Freddie. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he's talking about? Yeah, Pusha T's verse on Gold Rings. I'm okay with that. I like that verse.
That verse is hard. And like you said, it might be the best verse on the whole album. And I say that respectfully because Pusha T is who he is.
I like Freddie's verse on Blackest in the Room.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You think that's in there?
I'm gonna have to go back and listen, but you know, I'll trust your ears on this because I know you've listened to Soul Separately a whole lot. I couldn't get past the DJ Paul record. I just kept playing that over and over. Reggie says Mike and Coop, no love for Shay Noir's verse.
Which verse? That's why we're asking y'all. Like, tell us the verse. That's just like with the. How about this? Because how about this with
Rock Marciano on Quantum Leap.
Yeah, hold on with Lupe.
With Lupe.
And with Che and with Ransom, we probably need to go listen to the whole album again.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put Che's album down, just like I put Lupe's album down and put Ransom's album down.
I mean, it's just a lot of hip-hop going on. And you know what?
It is.
We predicted this when Kendrick was taking this break. We were like, listen, man, like the game ain't at the place that it was in 2017. You know, when you were able to come out here, put out an album and dominate, like it's a lot of rapping going on, man. And this is proof positive of it. I mean, I'm just going to be real. I'm not hating or anything. He doesn't have a top 10 album this year. I'm sitting there looking at the proof right now. I mean, do y'all think that Mr. Morale's better than It's Almost Dry? Because that's around where the 10 spot is. Do y'all think it's better than
Come on, that's what I'm saying. It's like, y'all got to be real.
Yeah. Do y'all think it's better than Drill Music and Zion? Do y'all think it's better than Tana Talk 4? I mean, because that's where it is right now. You know what I'm saying? Because KD3, Cheat Code, No Fear of Time, Ghetto Gods, The Forever Story, I think that's out of the question.
Drill Music and Zion.
Yeah.
Ramona Park. It's like Ramona Park's better than Kendrick's album, Mike. You know it is. Like you talk, like people can talk about. I'm gonna say this again. It's like, yeah, The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. That's some great writing. Go read that book and tell me how entertained you are. Tell me that you're captivated. Well, that it just holds you and you can't let it go. Because here's what I'm going to tell you, and I mean this respectfully, because I am one of these people. Oh, well, you're a reading and a writing nerd if you enjoy The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. The average motherfucker don't know. And that's exactly what this is. This ain't for the average. You made this for your therapeutic little constituency of highly intelligent users. And that's just not going to work because I'm actually one of those people, and it still didn't play well for me because I'm like, you from Compton, where the shit that slaps?
Some of my favorite stuff on the album was The Big Steppers. Obviously, Silent Hill is actually my runaway favorite song on the album. But as dope as My Asoba and my auntie's Diaries. Excuse me, I was about to say my auntie's a man now. My auntie's Diaries. As dope as those are from a writer's perspective.
Right, you don't play.
I don't go back and listen to those. You know, I don't. I like N95.
I do like it too, Mike. But this is what I'm saying: is like if N95 is the best that you have to offer me, you're making my point for me.
I mean, the fact that they had to go back and put the Heart Part 5 on there says it all.
Rock Marcy on Quantum Leap, I think. I remember him on Quantum Leap.
I remember him going crazy on Quantum Leap as well.
We're cool with that. I think hold on, Mike. Tell me your thoughts on the Rock Marcy album. Is that a top 20 album? The Rock Marcy Alchemist? You think is the Kendrick album better than that?
I think the Kendrick album's better than that.
You were really hard on your boy, Mike. You know how you have come on here and saying Rock Marcy's praises. Literally from the time that we've done this show, and the nigga finally drops an album, and you're like, I don't know about this, Coop. I was like, what the fuck?
Maybe I'm stuck on stuff like Emeralds, man. Like, I don't know. Our man with the super chat. Shout out to our man. He be chiming in our Patreons and whatnot. He says, peace. What about Game's third verse on Home Invasion? He dropped some heat on that one. Okay, let's talk about Game because, you know, I've just got the general consensus that motherfuckers just don't like the Game, right? Because I thought it was some heat on that album. And maybe because he went out there and made, you know, the Black Slim Shady. Maybe that's why I don't know. I thought he had some dope shit on there. Home Invasion's crazy. I agree. Home Invasion, my favorite song was the record with YG, Outside. Shit's crazy, man. I think La La Land. Dope song. Like, we can't sit here and act like Game didn't drop heat. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. I'm listening to that album more than Mr. Morale. But if somebody wants to say Mr. Morale from a technical standpoint is better, that's cool. What say you, Coop?
Hell no. No.
Which album's better to you? The one with La La Land on it, right? Everybody want to go to La La Land. Because that record with
if we were to go right now to LA, Mike, if we were to go to LA right now, and I don't even mean the hood, I just mean LA, what do you think we're going to hear between the Game album and between the Kendrick album? What do you think we're going to hear when we outside? Like riding. Let's say we about to pull up on a swap meet, and then we're going to go to Slauson Barbecue. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to skate the Roscoe's. And then we're going to get like a little drop from my cuz who works out there, like to a little rooftop party late at night. Now, when we're outside like that, Mike, and we're in these streets, Mike, we're going to have to stop at a little dispensary. You know, it's legal. Actually, matter of fact, Mike, we're not going to have to stop. They actually deliver to you in Cali. So after we do all that, Mike, and we parlay, while all of this parlaying is going on, Mike, you think that what we're hearing outside, I can't please everybody. Like that's what you think when you in Cali that we about to hear? You think this is wild. I don't need to live in Cali to know that.
I think when we go out.
I used to live in Cali. I know. It's like, no, I know they're not writing this shit. I know when they put that tape in there, it's like, yo, they're like, the fuck this nigga? They're like, man, put that nip on, fam.
You gonna press play, niggas gonna be like,
put that nip on. They're like, put that nip on. Put that Roddy on. Put that Game on. Be like, what the fuck this nigga just... Put this shit in and be like, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, come on. Stop playing with me.
They gonna press play and be like, my auntie is a man now.
I got West Coast people. Ain't nobody hit me up talking about, yo, Coop, the Kendrick album fire. Ain't nobody hit me up saying that. Hey, they know better than they hit me up and say that.
Jay Short, when we get in the ride out there in L.A., we're going to hear my auntie is a man now, or we're going to hear La La Land.
Mike, it's Sunday afternoon. It's 2:00. Streets is watching. What we playing? Like, Mike, hold on. We in Cali to interview a local artist, let's say.
Yes,
we riding through LA. We
right.
Out of town.
Yeah.
Mike, when you come through LA and you out of town, niggas know you out of town. We playing Kendrick while we pull up as out of towners? Mike, you trying to get us robbed, nigga. No. Negative.
I can't please everybody.
I'm gonna need you to get me a black according to hip hop hoodie. Won't be wearing this red hoodie. Won't be wearing this shit at 2:00 on Sunday when we roll through the streets. Need a black according to hip hop hoodie. Gonna play some game. Gonna play some Nip. Not gonna play some Vince. Gonna play some. Might even play Roddy, and I wasn't even feeling right. But we're not about to play this.
Marquez Davis with the super chat says Nas KD3 just dropped to 92. These reviews is trying to be slick.
I told you the reviews were gonna drop while we were doing this show. For one,
has anybody dropped the review?
Mike, we could play We Want Easy and we would be all right, but we could not put this album on and be okay. As I'm trying to be like, oh, look at these out of town ass niggas. I don't know what's going on.
Well, listen, let me know or let us know, guys that are in Cali right now. What songs on Mr. Morale are out there banging in Cali? I mean, just want to know.
Nigga, Leroy in Cali.
Yeah,
niggas that know I don't play that shit. The Bay in Oaktown is like the blackest area in California. Niggas up there playing the Kendrick Leroy.
Well, see, we just got accused of toxic masculinity.
Ain't Uncle on the West Coast? Ain't Uncle Fram ain't Uncle on the West Coast too? Nigga, what?
What you're doing, Coop, is exhibiting toxic masculinity.
No, man. I'm calling a whack out and whack, which other niggas ain't doing. That's what I'm doing.
You know what? Hip hop is full of toxic masculinity. I mean, if not for toxic masculinity, hip hop wouldn't be where it is, unfortunately.